On this week's episode, we talk about the future of streaming. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 86 of One Up Me. We one up all your video game news. My name is Ryan Smith, and I'm joined, as always, by the toboggan thug. Now that sounds kind of racist. Jordan Sims, how you doing?
I'm really tired, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I can tell. This is like our fourth take for the intro.
Yeah, I am. I've been up since the crack of dawn.
Yeah, what, you had to be in a parade or something today?
Yeah, so aside from waking up earlier than normal to pack up bagged lunches to take to a university and then lugging it across campus because there wasn't a closer parking spot, it was very annoying. But the students that were taking their exams today hopefully enjoyed that free breakfast we gave them.
So is this week exam week then? I can't ever remember.
It's for this particular school. It's for the law students had.
Well, the entire school, I believe, has all their schooling or all their tests in 1 week.
That's next week for the school. The law school has their test earlier than everybody else because reasons, I guess.
Okay. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I never can remember.
Yeah, me neither. So I did that, and then that was early, and then I stayed later than normal in the cold, passing out different candy and merch stuff for my job that I work at so that we can get people to come live here.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, especially considering that everyone's about to move away for 4 months until the next semester.
Yeah. I think there might be a semester that starts in January, but still a lot of people wouldn't move in for that.
There is a semester that starts in mid-January or something. But
the people that are going to do that semester already live here. So
probably, yeah.
Yeah. So I am a little frizzled on that.
Frizzled?
I do like the new Magic School Bus and the old Magic School Bus.
New Magic School Bus?
It's just a newer, updated, more cartoony version. Still has Miss Frizzle, though. Or maybe it's her sister.
It does. Magic?
Maybe it's her sister, though. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I know it's a Frizzle.
Oh,
It doesn't look bad. It's not bad.
I disagree. I think it looks... From the pictures on Google, which tell me basically nothing, it looks very basic and boring. It doesn't look to have the kind of personality. It almost looks like a Flash game from Nickelodeon from the mid-90s.
I think that's what they were going for.
It looks pretty bad.
It still teaches people different little information tidbits.
It's got a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and it is called The Magic School Bus Rides Again.
Yep, that's definitely the name of it.
One of my favorite streamers uses the Magic School Bus theme song in one of his segments.
That's actually really cool. What is the theme song?
The Magic School Bus theme song?
Yeah.
The Magic School Bus theme song.
I know the title of it. I can't remember the jingle, though.
Oh, it's like, bam, bam.
Oh,
like
yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Honk.
I got it
and
now.
then she goes, seatbelts, everyone.
I queued it in. I got it now. Makes sense.
What were we talking about? I completely forgot.
My long day of work.
Okay, yeah, and because of that, we're having to record late.
Yeah, later than normal. But, it's still going to be a good episode.
Honestly, not that much later, though.
It's not. This is about on par with what we do.
Yeah, it's about an hour later than normal, but yeah, we should probably stop recording so late.
That's true. Maybe we'll be able to schedule and get some time frames up.
I found out today I went to get my accident report. You got to pay $25 to get an accident report. I was in the accident.
Digital? What if you go to the station themselves? Can they give you a paper copy for free?
Maybe, but I don't have a bumper, so I can't drive. Well, actually, correction, I have a bumper. It's just hanging half off of my car. So I had to get you or somebody to take me up there. But let's go up to the reason people came here is some video games.
The guy from Yakuza?
Okay, yeah. I wrote this down because earlier in the week there were some rumors that Dante from Devil May Cry might be coming to Smash. But then some people said that wasn't true, so I randomly thought about the guy in Yakuza.
Like the main character dude.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a brawler.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. He'd be like a different play style than a Street Fighter character.
Yeah, exactly. He would be. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's much more of a brawler. It would be completely different. And in the game, I'm just playing this series for the first time, so that's why I thought of this. You can switch between different styles of play. You have a brawler. You have more of a speedy character. You have kind of a mix between the two.
Which Yakuza are you playing?
The remake of the first, I think.
Okay, that's why I didn't recognize the name when I saw that you were online playing it. In my head, I was like, that's not Yakuza 0.
I think you're called Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah.
Which is a remake of the first, I think. And Yakuza 0 is a prequel to the first.
Yeah.
I was watching an PlayStation Access video, I think is the name of the YouTube channel. And they were doing a video on which order to play certain games in. And they recommended playing, they said you could either play Kiwami first or 0 first. And I think at the end of the day, Rob, the guy who was making the video, said he played Kiwami first, so I decided to do that. But yeah, I thought it would be really cool. There's a bunch of different items and stuff. There's a bunch of different... Okay, I don't know this, but I'm assuming there's going to be different costumes and stuff, because that just seems the kind of game.
So in Kiwami in particular, is it just action-oriented combat, or is it like some of the other...
Also, you can pick stuff up and hit people with it.
Gotcha. So that kind of nullifies the question I was going to ask, but I'll ask it anyway, because I know in some of the other Yakuza games, it's turn-based.
I think that's just
action.
the new one.
Okay.
I think that's just the one that's about to come out.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Which is more of an RPG.
Yeah, because in my head I was like, Yakuza 1 or whichever demo I played back in the day was really fun because you'd go from comboing somebody, not like a Street Fighter or Tekken level combo, but kind of like a 1-2 punch, and then you'd pick up like a motorcycle or something and throw it at them.
Yeah, it's more complicated than I thought it would be. I actually lost pretty badly to a guy a couple times before I kind of started getting the groove of things, because you have to dodge. You can't just go in there and destroy people without trying to block or dodge, because you will get bopped.
Yeah, it's more of a real life situation fight rather than we both have really cool abilities or really cool weapons. We're just gonna go in here and whoever mashes the buttons the most time wins.
No, it's not. No, it's not like that.
That's what I'm. Did I say it was like that? I meant to say it's not.
You started out describing how it is, but then all of a sudden you said whoever matches the most buttons quickest wins.
Oh, I misspoke there. I meant to say the game isn't like that. The game is definitely, you have to think about the actions you're gonna do. It's not just like some other fighting games in the sense of, I know this busted combo, I'm going to do this busted combo.
It's not a fighting game. You can't fight other people. Like I said, it's called what I would call a brawler.
Like an adventure brawler. Got it, okay.
Adventure brawler? Never heard that term before.
It's just
brawler.
Okay, okay, so it's not really a story-based game.
No, it is.
Okay, I guess I just need to play them to really wrap my head around.
It's just like an old-school brawler game. It's kind of like a different type of fighting game, but you don't fight. It's a single player brawler.
Got it. Okay.
Story focused. It's just a brawler. That's the genre I would subscribe it to.
Okay, makes sense. I guess I've just never really dove into that particular genre.
Yeah, it's not really a popular genre anymore. I think back in the 90s it was more of a popular genre. I normally think of them, at least I think of them as more of 2D style games than the recent River City Rampage, River City Girls. Again, that came out, I think, is kind of a brawler, except it's 2D, which by the way, I really want to play that game.
I've heard good things about it as well.
It looks awesome.
I'm glad that one of us has started playing Yakuza, because it's one of those universes that, excuse me, I think I got the hiccups. Not sure. I haven't decided if they're going to turn into hiccups or not. But that being said, Yakuza is one of those genres and worlds that I've always wanted to get into after playing a little bit of the first one some times ago, just to enjoy the story and how it plays and everything. So I'm excited to see what you think about it.
Yeah, I'm not that far into it, but I don't think it's too terribly long of a game. I guess spoilers. At the very beginning of the game, you go to prison for like 10 years. I won't say why.
Oh, I knew that.
And I'm after after you get out of prison, I've played like an hour maybe.
Okay.
So I'm 5 hours into the game maybe, and it's probably 15 to 20 hours I'd say. So it's not too terribly long.
That's a really sweet spot. That's a good sweet spot too for games.
I feel like a lot of games nowadays are 40, 50, 60 hours minimum, which is it's pretty lengthy.
Yeah, that is pretty lengthy for games. It's nice and refreshing to be able to have something that's 15, even I'd say on the bubble of 30 hours, because that is a lot more reasonable when you're having to sit down and play a little chunky game here, a little chunky game there. When you're jumping into a 60, 80-hour game,
oh yeah,
you forget what's happening.
Sometimes I like a 12 to 15 hour experience.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm really excited to be enjoying Star Wars that our friend let me borrow. I like the direction it's going. I think I'm only an hour in, if that.
Has the main character died yet?
You know, I really hope so. I really hope he dies.
Wait.
I'm 100% joking. I like that actor. He's really good in Shameless, which is a really good show.
Wasn't he in that other bad show that you watch?
He was in Gotham. He did play the Joker in Gotham.
Was he actually the Joker?
I don't think they ever came
They're
out.
like, we're too scared to say one way or the other, or...
I think they might have came out and called him the Big J in there. Not the actual name, Big J. I think they actually literally called him the Joker.
Yo, what's up, Big J?
Yeah, because his name was Jerome, and then he went through some psychotic stuff, and I think there was 2 of them, maybe. I might be butchering this whole entire storyline for Gotham, but
I mean, it looked like they did a pretty good job of butchering it themselves, from what I could tell.
Yeah, so I think there was something with a laughing gas. Who knows? Don't watch it. You're not really missing much. I will say that Will Smith's wife does a phenomenal job in there I like her.
I hate Fish Mooney. I
like
think
her.
she's an awful character.
I like that Will Smith's wife is in there. I don't really care for the character Fish Mooney, but I like that she got to be in the show.
She's a millionaire who's married to a millionaire.
That's
and
right.
Who has kids who are millionaires.
That's right.
I think she's okay.
I'm sure she's okay. Yeah, so...
I think one of the only good parts of that show is Jim Gordon.
He is a good actor. I like his wife, too. Barbara. That's his daughter.
No, wait. Is that his daughter? I mean, I know it normally is, but...
Barbara Gordon. What is her name? It doesn't matter.
Sheila.
There you go. Sure. So, yes. Whoever's character that plays Jerome and also is in Shameless that plays Ian plays the main character in Star Wars.
Cal.
That's his name in Star Wars. I don't know the actor's name, and I kind of feel a little bad about it because he's a damn good actor.
I mean, I don't know any actor's name, so what are you gonna do?
That's true. So I definitely enjoyed the direction the game's going so far. Like I said, I'm only about an hour in.
Man, you really are, yeah, not very far.
No, not at all. I had to delete some stuff off my PS4 so I could download it, and
500 gigabytes seems like so much 5 years ago, or whatever.
I have the terabyte.
You have the terabyte one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and you're still having to delete stuff.
Yeah, some of the things I just can't let go of. You know, what if I want to go back and play God of War?
Re-download it.
I don't want to have to do that. So,
what?
Yeah. I just uninstalled the really weird indie games.
How many of those indie games would you have to uninstall for that to equal one God of War, though?
I uninstalled Heavy Rain, which I don't know if it's an indie or not. But
I wouldn't consider that an indie.
I just knew I wasn't going to play it anytime soon, and it's in my library, so I can re-download it anytime.
Don't you have that on PC, too?
Heavy Rain?
Did somebody not give that away for free? Or?
I probably do. I need to start keeping a catalog of what I have, what I don't have, and where I have it, and I got games everywhere, man. So, I know I uninstalled Virginia, and I think that's about a cop and a mystery or something. I'm not really sure. It was one of those random games that was on sale for a stupid cheap amount of money that I ended up buying for, you know me. I love weird.
I know. We talked about it in a recent episode.
Yeah, stupid indie games that I buy. But Virginia might be awesome. And then I did uninstall Horizon Zero Dawn because I don't see myself going back and playing the expansion anytime soon.
Right.
And I think I uninstalled
I'm kind of surprised about that, honestly, because as much as you liked that game.
I do like it, but I don't have the disc right now to play it anyway. So if I wanted,
Jake has it.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's how I got Star Wars. So
okay.
We kind of did a trade. He was like, "Here, you can play this since I have Horizon." I'm like, "Sure." I was looking for something to play on my PS4 anyway, so I installed that game. It wasn't that big. I could have uninstalled Call of Duty because I don't really play it.
But that's on. I thought you had that on PC.
I do. I'm talking about Black Ops 4. I still have that on PS4.
Okay.
And that's a huge.
Okay,
that's
that's a big game.
I still have Red Dead 2 installed because the same people that I play Call of Duty with. Well, correction. I used to play Call of Duty with. I haven't played Black Ops 4 with people in a long time. The same way I haven't played that game in a long time is the same reason that I haven't picked up Red Dead Online again. Because the same people that I used to play that game with want me to play Red Dead Online, but I haven't jumped back into that game either. But I couldn't bring myself to uninstall those massively huge games just on the off chance of maybe I want to get a wild hair and play them one day, and I don't have to sit around and wait to reinstall them.
Man, those games have got to be close to 200 gigs combined.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's because I think with all the updates and everything, Call of Duty is probably sitting in the mid 100s, and Red Dead is definitely base 100 and some change.
Yeah.
So, games are so big.
They really are. Have you noticed any bugs or glitches or anything in the Star Wars game in the brief amount of time you've played?
No, I haven't had any issues or anything. I will say that the first little mini boss sort of a thing that I went up against for the 30 seconds that I was able to fight this person. This game is going to be kind of challenging.
Oh yeah, I've heard it described as Dark Souls light.
Yeah, it's
of course, but you're supposed to. If I remember correctly, you're supposed to lose to that person.
Yeah. I realized that after I started trying to do some of the combos that I briefly learned in the small amount of time I played.
Yeah,
and they were just destroying me.
Yeah, I've watched some people play on stream, and I think you have to lose to them.
Yeah, it's because you got to go through your journey and then maybe fight this person later on, which is probably going to happen. So.
Seems like that could be. I mean, if you lose to them, you probably got to fight them again.
Mm-hmm, more than likely.
I haven't seen the end of it, so I wouldn't know. I may play it after you. I wasn't going to buy it. It wasn't going to be one of those games that I bought, but
same.
I'd borrow it.
Yeah, same. I would like to. I wanted to play it because The Mandalorian definitely reignited my enjoyment for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's great. I love The Mandalorian.
And I wanted to play this game, but I really didn't want to spend the money on it because, I just really didn't want to.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like a game that I would be that interested in.
Exactly, and I would rather use that money towards Death Stranding, which I still want to try to play before the year is over.
I was going to say Death Stranding is the same way for me. I would like to play that game, but I don't want to buy it. So if you buy it physically, hit me up.
Okay.
I am interested in it. As far as what I've been playing this week, I've actually played a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. I kind of hopped into this. I think it's called the noob. It's basically the noob lobby. Or if you play, I don't actually know if it has an actual hour cap because I've played probably 50 hours of that game. I don't know how much of that is idling there and how much of that is actual game time. But I'm only level 15, so I haven't. My skills have not progressed that much, and I've been really enjoying playing it. The gunplay feels really nice and fluid. You die super quick in the game. There is a healer called Doc, but it's not as traditional as a healer in a game for Overwatch, for example. And a lot of times teammates just don't pick him. I play a lot of what's the dude's name? He gives you shields. He gives your teammates extra shielding on defense, and then I play Ash, who is kind of I don't know. I think she's just kind of been described as just run in there and try to shoot people on offense.
To piggyback on what you're saying, your excitement for Rainbow Six Siege, which I thought in these notes was Resident Evil 6, which I was also kind of excited about you playing because I want to see what you think about that game. But going back to Rainbow Six Siege, I re-downloaded the game, and the sound works.
Oh man, they finally patched the big patch.
So, I did play a little bit this week. I still don't know what's going on. I wouldn't say I
I've played
have.
the game 75 hours now, and I don't know what's going on. So
I will say that I don't have an itch to play it, but the little like the 1 or 2 or 3 matches I played, I did enjoy. So from someone that's a complete noob, what's the word I'm looking for?
newbie.
I guess just someone that's I appreciate what they're doing, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a fan of the game, if that makes sense.
But no, that doesn't make sense because you said you wanted to get back into it, didn't you?
Did I? Man, honestly, I might
Or
have just.
maybe you just said you enjoyed it. I don't know. I thought you said something.
I
You
could
sounded
have.
positive. On
I
it.
could have 100% just contradicted myself right there. Let me, instead of me just going back and figuring it out, this is what I think of Rainbow Six Siege. I saw Ryan playing it. I already owned the game. I hoped that they fixed the problem. For some magical reason, I have sound in the game now, which made me want to try out a couple matches. I said, sure, why not? I picked a random character because I don't have any of the other classes. I liked the little bit of gameplay I did play.
Right.
It's really cool to be able to shoot through walls. Other than that, and I like being able to lay on your back and crawl. That little prone position or whatever.
Yeah.
That's neat. Other than that,
It's not for you.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I see where they're going. I think it'd be really, really cool to watch at a high level. So if there's ever a tournament or anything on, I might watch a couple matches.
Oh, there's tournaments on all the time.
So I might watch some of that. But it really just didn't grab me.
Right.
Like some of the other games where it's, you play a couple matches and you're like, ooh, I want to play some more of that.
No, it's super in depth. I think it's even possibly more in depth than even Overwatch because things like if you die, you're dead. You're dead. You don't come back. You don't get revived like Mercy. You're dead until that round is over. And also you can shoot your teammates.
True. And if I had to compare it to, basically to Apex, Modern Warfare, Overwatch, I know there's all very different games in mechanically and competitively and everything like that. But I would say probably in my basic, normal, non-important opinion,
Right.
that Rainbow Six Siege would be the most competitive out of any of them. As far as like the skill you have to get to be good at it.
I would say it's maybe Overwatch, but besides Overwatch, it's certainly the most. I think it's honestly kind of like the competitiveness of Overwatch with similar combat, if you want to call it combat, to Modern Warfare. Although I think it almost might feel better than Modern Warfare.
There's little things they do in the game that after playing that, I tried doing in some other games. They didn't work.
Oh no, it's so different. It's very different.
Peeking around corners.
Yeah.
The gunplay feels the same with most characters, at least for me. Excuse me, with the little few that I did play. But just to kind of wrap up my thoughts on that I like the direction they're going. I might play more in the future, but as far as someone that was really pissed about the game to begin with, just because I didn't have sound and there wasn't
That's
a fix.
still so weird.
That was the only issue I had with the game. I thought it was top notch. I thought it was cool. I really wanted to play it. I was excited for it. I spent $60 on it.
You can buy that game for $8 now,
Mm-hmm.
but you shouldn't buy that version because it doesn't come with many heroes.
Gotcha. Okay. But just coming from somebody that's not really just super gung-ho about the game, I'd say if you're interested in a shooter and want something different, try Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, I think it's on sale right now. It's on sale all the time. I kind of want to pick up more of the operators. I only have what came with the standard edition plus one more. I think Dokkaebi is the one that I got with my Rainbow Six Siege points, or whatever you call them.
That's a cool name.
I think she has a gadget. That's what their abilities are called, gadgets. And when she uses it, it calls the defenders' cell phones. So it rings, and you can hear their cell phones going off. And
That's cool.
yeah, it's a bunch of really cool stuff. I really kind of want to get into it. Maybe purchase more characters. Maybe if I get some money for Christmas or something, I can do that. But I'm looking forward to that, definitely. And then the only other game I guess of importance really that I played, I'm so close to beating Pokemon Sword. I really, really like that game a lot. I think it's my favorite, except for X and Y, my favorite since probably Gen 3, which is probably my favorite overall.
Not to jump too deep in it, last week I did finish Pokemon Sword and Shield. Sorry, Pokemon Shield. and maybe if we do just a Pokemon exclusive episode, we'll jump more into that if we decide to do that. I don't want to get too deep into it now because I do have some opinions on that. The only other thing of note that I did do this week is I got a sprinkle deep into Teamfight Tactics, and I like that game a lot.
You just
randomly,
interrupt my thought processes on Pokemon.
I know,
the most important franchise of all time.
It's up there. I'd say it's top 5 for sure for people's gamers.
I like the game a lot. My opinions haven't changed in that front. I might like it even more. The villain, I actually kind of got the villain spoiled for me, but it wasn't a super surprise. I won't spoil anything here. But I think the legendaries are really, really cool. Zamazita, or I can't remember.
Don't ask me to say their names.
The Sword and Shield dog.
I have no clue how to say their names.
I think I'm close to catching them, and I caught the big singular boss monster, I guess, the Mewtwo of this game. I liked it. I don't know if I like the design or not. It's a little edgy for my taste. It doesn't look super Pokemon-y. It looks more like an Ultra Beast or a Digimon or something. But I think maybe, hopefully, I can kind of attach to it or whatever. It's definitely no Mewtwo or Rayquaza for sure. And it is a dragon type, and I love dragon types, so I'm hoping I grow to like it more. As it kind of like I grew to like the Ultra Beasts more, although I don't love Sun and Moon. I do like some of the Ultra Beasts, I will say. And I find it interesting. I guess spoilers here. No story spoilers though. There's not really an Elite Four after you defeat all the gym leaders and go to the Champions Road or whatever. They kind of do something different that I won't spoil here. And so I think I only have one battle left maybe, and then I can kind of go on and try to catch the legendaries, figure out, or not figure out, but get all the Pokemon, or if I want to, I don't know if I want to or not, and do some post-game content, and I'll be done. I don't know if I kind of want to try to get into the competitive scene, but I've told myself I've wanted to do that in the past and haven't done it yet.
It is literally the easiest
it's ever been.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the Pokejobs, there's Pokejobs. You can send all of your Pokemon, and you can do 10 Pokemon at once on each job. And then simply put, they get points every time they go.
Right.
And each time there's like a base level points, and if you give them a certain item, they get more points. And
you
so
spend those points on what?
By points I mean stats. They get those stats. So if you want a Pokemon to have high HP, you send them to go to this Pokejob for 24 hours.
Right.
It gets them 96 stats in health or special attack or speed or yada yada or whatever you want it to be, and it makes it super easy to do it. Or you can just spend all your Pokemoney and buy vitamins and do it that way. There's multiple ways to do it. This game makes it the easiest out of any Pokemon game I've seen, because I tried to do that a little bit back in X and Y. I think I only EV trained one Pokemon ever. And then I was like, I have to do this 5 more times.
And that's just for one team.
Yeah, exactly. It's just for one team, for one move set. And if I wanted to change a move, I was like, well, I got to start over with level 1 because the moves I taught this guy worked with these stats. And so they've made it very easy. I'm interested to see what the competitive scene is going to be like for Sword and Shield, because they've made it so easy.
Yeah, I'm interested. I guess we'll see how that shakes out, but I am interested. Jordan, speaking of Resident Evil 6, it looks like Resident Evil 8 is in fact being made. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, somebody named Evil VR on Twitter tweeted out that RE3 remake will be the last RE game for this current gen. Don't expect RE8 to come anytime soon, but it was always planned to be for next gen with the updated RE engine, in which there are a few new infos on the engine, and one of them is now having the cell shading effect. He also went on to tweet about how he did not specify whether it would be at the Game Awards or not. So that's interesting. I wonder that would be a big hype moment if Capcom dropped the RE8 or RE3. No, RE8 at the Game Awards. And apparently there's some more. There's this thing called the Jump Festa 2020 over on Destructoid. Apparently Capcom is thinking about announcing even more games. So the renaissance of Capcom continues. Of course, one of these games, actually, they could both be Resident Evil. One could be RE3 remake, and one could be RE8. And as the newest convert to the RE cult, I am very excited for both of these, and I do think they're both definitely going to happen.
Capcom, keep releasing games, keep doing great.
Yeah, they are. They've been doing so good lately with Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry 5, Mega Man 11. They've been doing great.
Now, if only.
Yes.
If they would remaster Mega Man Battle Network, all 5 games in a collection, I would give you $40 to $50 for it.
I kind of expect that they will eventually. I think I could definitely see that coming to the Switch.
It has everything I want. Turn-based attacks, cards, and Mega Man. Oh, it's such a good game.
Maybe they'll release on the Xbox One, according to Matt Booty. You know, only the most mature jokes over here at One Up Me. But he did an interview with Games Radar Plus in which he said, quote, "We feel really good heading into 2020. We've got a goal of being able to deliver a game roughly every 3 to 4 months." So that is way better than they've been doing in the past.
Yeah, they're doing amazing with their more recent announcements, Grounded by Obsidian, and all their changes they're doing to Game Pass. It's making me want to buy an Xbox more and more every day.
Well, what's so great is you don't need to get an Xbox. A lot of these are coming to Game Pass on the PC. And even though Grounded isn't Fallout New Vegas 2 and that new Rare game isn't a new Viva Pinata game, they're expanding their catalog. They're releasing big games, which they just simply weren't doing at a very fast pace. Pretty much this entire generation, they've had some great games: Sunset Overdrive, Ori and the Blind Forest, Cuphead. But many of these games they were so spread out. It's almost kind of how DC took so long to get going in the DC EU, if they still call it that.
True. I definitely, like you said, I guess it is kind of true. It's really cool that you don't really need an Xbox nowadays to be able to enjoy these amazing games that Xbox is putting out, and there's definitely going to be more to come in the future. I can't wait to see what they're going to announce at Games Award. Games Award?
Game Awards.
Thank you.
The Game
Yes.
Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Game Awards. Definitely. The Game Awards are always fun. And then finally, okay, so if you don't remember, Blue Point Games, who remade Shadow of the Colossus, last week, a couple weeks ago, released this weird poem that referenced a bunch of different games, and they've done this again. Blue Point Games has tweeted out, "To classics we play, our blood, sweat, tears give thanks. To family and fans, eager you stay. Cheers rekindle flames. Thanks. Today feast, tomorrow rest. Soon the beast freed from jest. Temptation we shun, then on to the next. We reset to further adorn the Genesis, an era reborn." And then there's a picture of a dog, or there's a video of a dog being fed food or something. I can't tell. So many people are saying, "Oh man, this points again to the Demon Souls remaster," which I've never played Demon Souls, so I'd definitely be down for that.
I'm going to come off left field with this and say it's a completely new game, not connected to anything. It might even be a new genre.
What the hell's a new genre?
Something that we haven't seen any for. I don't know, a brawler side-scroller.
Those have been going on since the early 80s.
Dang it, okay. Let me see if I can come up with a different one.
You can't, because no one can.
That's true. they're just
Blue
going to draw.
Point Games, who they're not. I mean, they're a fine developer, but they're not gonna make a new genre.
I can hope, man.
I will bet money that this is a remake. I don't know what it is. if I mean, they could also be trolling us. But what I'm saying is that if this is a game, it is more than likely going to be a remake, and I think it's Demon Souls. It's not going to be Bloodborne because that game just came out a few years ago. It's not going to be. There's just so many things pointing this to be a Souls-like. Sekiro, Bloodborne just came out. Dark Souls 3 just came out. Dark Souls 1 just got a remaster, and no one cares about Dark Souls 2. So Dark Souls, also that game is, you can get the game on PS4. So the best hope, or the best Souls game to get the remaster treatment would be Demon Souls, because that game was a PS3 exclusive, and it came out in 2009, I want to say, and it has visually not aged well.
Man. A little part of me hopes that it would be a Shadow of the Colossus too.
Why would it be that?
Just random. There's literally no backbone or thesis of me saying why it would be that, other than I think I would enjoy playing a second Shadow of the Colossus.
Why would Bluepoint make that? They didn't make the original.
I know, but they remastered Shadow of the Colossus.
I just don't see that happening, especially as it pertains to this tweet. I mean, we got talking about flames and rekindling. That's super points to Souls. I've never played Shadow of the Colossus, but from what I've watched people play and what I've heard, that does not sound like Shadow of the Colossus. And I don't think that they would be given that game to make.
That's probably right.
I think Sony owns that IP, and I don't see them giving that to Bluepoint.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Let's move on to some new games real quick, though. First up, we got Red Dead Redemption 2. It's coming to Steam on December the 5th.
Five Nights at Freddy's console is available now on Switch, Xbox One, and PS4.
Halo Reach is available now.
Alien Isolation is available December 5th for the Nintendo Switch.
I still want to play that game. We also got Darksiders Genesis is available on the PC and Stadia on December the 5th. I also think that game looks really cool.
Arise, A Simple Story is available now for PS4.
And finally, Super Mario Maker 2 is getting an update on December the 5th. Among other things, you'll be able to play as Link.
Ooh, that's interesting. That'll be fun.
Definitely. But you want to move on to the big boy news section?
Big boy news section.
It's some big boy news.
So, the mediocre launch of Google Stadia this past month has not scared off those at EA who wish to do the same. In an article on gamesindustry.biz, the company reveals what they believe the future of game streaming to be. Quote, with streaming, our motivations are to be where the players are so they can play our games wherever and however they want. Our actions are constant with that.
Consistent?
Thank you. How cloud gaming evolves is uncertain right now, but it's going to bring in another billion players into the gaming world. We say we're at 2.6 billion or so right now. We want to make sure that we're on the forefront, but also get the early learnings so we know how to change how we build our games in the future in that world. That was said by EA CTO Ken Moss. EA's Project Atlas started tests this past September with games like FIFA 19, Need for Speed Rivals, Titanfall 2, and more across multi-platforms.
I've never even heard of this. I don't know how. This EA Project Atlas thing, never heard of it.
Me neither. I'm sure that someone somewhere covered it, but with all the Google Stadia news and everything, it probably just got swept under the rug and forgot about it.
Got a new thing supposedly coming out.
Yeah, everybody and their grandmama's gonna start game streaming, so who knows? Maybe frickin' Mixer will come out with one next.
Yeah, they actually go into pretty big detail on this. Wait, what? You say Mixer's?
Yep, I did. Man, I am tired. Mixer is owned by Microsoft,
who owns Game Pass and the upcoming xCloud streaming service.
Yep.
Please. I mean, technically, Mixer is streaming video games.
That's true. Please don't unsubscribe.
Okay. But the big takeaway from this, I think we could put this article in the notes. This is a pretty big long article, and I didn't want to go into literally everything. because this is a big takeaway. This guy's opinion is that they're going to add, or that streaming is going to add another billion players. That's another third of players, because he says there's about 2.6 billion players. That would mean that like literally half the world would be playing video games in some form or fashion. We don't know what they're considering to be gamers or video game players.
That would be awesome, because, as you know, video games cure and cause depression.
Cancer.
I think mine's
Both.
worse. Both.
Yeah.
Cancer and depression.
I'm not sure if EA can succeed where Google has so far not, but at least they have their foot fully in the video game world, unlike Google, who kind of has a toe in and who has been known to cancel projects sometimes. I do think they get a bad rep because they held on to like Google Plus probably way longer than they needed to, because that just never even came close to catching on. But also EA is a massive company, but they're not Google. They're not Google. Google is ridiculous. So I'll be interested to see what kind of infrastructure they have. They have some massive hits like FIFA 19. It says right here, FIFA's the biggest video game in the world probably, or it's at least the biggest console PC game in the world. So that will definitely be a good test bed.
EA might not be my favorite company out there, but I am curious to see what they're going to be doing with a gaming streaming service in the future. And from what they're saying here and in the article, it seems like they're slowly getting their ducks in a row, which is promising.
I mean, say what you will about EA, whether or not you hate them, love them. I don't know if anyone loves EA, but I don't really have a problem with them. But they have so many big titles that they can draw the eyes of the casual fan base, which is who you need for a platform to explode. There are plenty of people who, yes, would buy the PS4, for example, who are quote-unquote hardcore gamers, but it would not sell 100+ million without the casual gamer. That's why Google Glass failed. You know, that's why VR hasn't popped off like they want it to. So they need them, and EA is going to be good at attracting those players, I believe. Moving on to the last piece of news in this very short news week, fans of the Caped Crusader will be happy to hear not one but two rumors for the character this week. Firstly, according to Screen Rant, a new game by the creators of Arkham Origins is set to be revealed. Screen Rant pulls this from a YouTube video by Sklimov, which claims a new game called Arkham Legacy will be announced at this year's Game Awards in December. This would also line up with other possible hints, such as free games on Epic, Fortnite battle skins, and tweets by Warner Bros. Montreal teasing bits of Batman lore, such as the Court of Owls storyline from the comic books. This gets me more hyped for the Game Awards. I think they're on the 12th of December.
I do believe, yes.
But I love the Court of Owls. It's probably my favorite Batman story, so I would be super stoked to see that in a game.
I do enjoy a good Batman story. I really need to go back and play the Telltale version for myself, even though I really enjoyed watching someone else play it, and I know how it goes. It's just, it's kind of like you're enjoying a really, really good Batman movie, but you get to make all the decisions yourself.
Well, speaking of the Telltale series, another small rumor this time revolving around the Telltale series, website PlayStationLifestyle.net has an article showing a trademark for the Telltale Batman's Shadows Edition being filed by LCG Entertainment, the company that took over much of Telltale and announced some re-releases would be planned for some of the titles. So it looks like if you were a fan of Batman, you're going to have plenty to look forward to, especially that Arkham Legacy game that will hopefully be announced at the Game Awards. But honestly, that's about it. There just wasn't a whole lot of news this week. Hopefully, we'll get some more news out of the Game Awards. We'll get some news out of that upcoming event that Capcom is supposed to be. And we can bring you all the delicious, delicious news.
That's right.
But that's not quite all, is it?
Not yet. Deals, deals, deals.
Deals, 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 deals.
December PS
So
Plus.
stupid.
You can get Titanfall 2, you can get Titanfall 2, and you can also get Monster Energy Supercross.
Yeah, you can get both of those starting on December the 3rd. Titanfall 2 is one of the greatest single-player FPSs I've ever played.
And Monster Energy Supercross is literally the best racing game out there. You should also download it.
You just pulling that.
It's Monster, baby. It's got to be good. Hoonigan!
Okay. Games with Gold has also been announced. First up, we got the Final Station, which is going to be available on Xbox One from November the 16th until December the 15th.
Insane Robots, available December 1st through the 31st of December, is available for Xbox One.
Jurassic World Evolution from December the 16th until January the 15th for Xbox One.
Toy Story 3, December 1st through December 15th, Xbox 360.
And finally, Castlevania Lords of Shadow and Mirror of Fate HD. I guess that's the whole name of the game. It's going to be available from December the 16th through the 31st for the 360.
That's a good Castlevania.
That's what I've heard.
Moving on to some Twitch deals. This month, obviously, if you made your Twitch account, link it through your Amazon account, you get these Twitch deals. You get Hugh, Hover, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter, Toe Jam and Earl, Back in the Groove, and Sky Lifts Go Wrong. Sorry, Ski Lifts. Ski Lifts Go Wrong.
And then that doesn't include, you also get free in-game goodies for certain games. And then finally, the Epic Deals. You can go and get Rayman Legends, which is a great game, and Jotun for free on Epic. Alright, now it's time to do the best segment of the week. Bring out the Wheel of Doom and decide which game will be destroyed by Metacritic madness. Spin that wheel, baby! Alright, so what's it going to be this week?
Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of
Alright, let's see. Metacritic, read it. Go ahead and read that while I search this on Metacritic.
This is going to be number 64 out of 300.
Wow, high.
PC, the year is 2000. BioWare's Dungeons & Dragons RPG is the gold standard that all other companies' role-playing games are measured against. The isometric layout, deep character creation, and real-time combat with the ability to pause the action delivered the true D&D fantasy like no other game had before. A captivating story, iconic opponents, and creatures in hundreds of hours of side quests for ravenous adventurers to sink their teeth into the forgotten realms set and highly incredible high bar for PC RPGs, a legacy that is not easily unspurred. Legendary creatures like the brawny Mizik and his hamster Boo, Veronica, and even Drizzled do under offer compelling interactions and energetic voice acting, added an additional layer of immersion.
All right, quite high praise. And I just thought I'd go super simple this week. It's kind of late. Quite easily, the worst game ever. 0 out of 10. I just it kind of made me giggle.
Holy heck. He found a 0.
I found a lot of 0. I mean, what do you mean I found a 0? I find a 0 every week.
What does it say?
Quite easily the worst game ever.
That's literally all it says?
That's the review. That's the entire review.
Well, all right.
No actual... 1 out of 41 users found this helpful. So it's nice to know that he's helping the community out there.
Man, those people are stinky stupid.
I love them.
They're funny.
They're hilarious.
They are funny. Wow. Well, that's the show. We appreciate you listening. You can reach out to the show always 24 hours a day at One Up Me Podcast on Twitter. If you'd like to reach out to me on Twitter, I'm at Aswaylock. If you want to reach out to Ryan, he's at Ryan Divisions.
Correct.
If you want to email the show, you can. oneupmepodcast@gmail.com.
Also, you should follow us on Instagram, which is One Up Me Gaming. Yes!
Good job.
I should really know that, but I don't.
It's okay. We got a lot of stuff in our fruit cups. It's hard to keep it all in there. Sometimes it overflows.
That sounds gross. I don't know what it means, but I'm just not going to delve deeper.
And if y'all have some time, that'd be awesome if y'all could rate, comment, subscribe, share, like, do all the things that give us positive reinforcement about the show.
Make ourselves feel better about ourselves, you know?
That's right. Thank you, Ryan. Just tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody you want about the podcast, and just let us know how we're doing.
Yeah, go ahead and leave a 5-star review. That'll be awesome.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can listen to the podcast on there, as well as Pandora, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast. If you want to support us on our other projects that we're doing, that would be awesome as well. I do an anime podcast called Subtitled. You can listen to it anywhere you listen to this place.
What are you going to be doing this week? Or next episode or whatever?
I don't have a plan yet.
Just winging it?
Just winging it. That's the easiest way to describe what I do on that podcast. Is it good? Yeah, who knows? It might be bad.
That's how I feel about this podcast.
It might be bad. Maybe me winging it isn't the best idea. But you know, that's life. Just gotta wing it sometimes.
All right, so you don't know what you're going to be doing.
Not a clue.
But you're available on most platforms, I assume?
Yes, I am. Spotify, okay. Apple Podcasts, etc. So.
All right. Myself, I have a article. I don't even know what you want to call it, but I write articles on Medium and on Amino Games under Games Cubed, like GameCube with an S in the middle. The last couple I wrote were on Twitch versus Mixer, and another one I can't remember off the top of my head. I should probably remember that. Oh, and the Game Subscription Wars, and the newest one I think, don't hold me to it, it might take me a month to write again, but I want to do something on the, I guess, almost phenomenon of these games that are come out terrible or come out and die and then are kept alive by the companies and or communities and are revived, a la Destiny 2, No Man's Sky, and then the recent announcement of Anthem Next. Sorry, I dropped my pen. Anthem Next or Anthem 2.0 or whatever. I kind of want to do something with that, so keep an eye out on those platforms for that within the next, hopefully before the end of the year.
And that's it. Hope you all have a great week. Play on.